card.
Yeah, that is.
That's pretty much what we have.
I'll turn it for you. One DVI out, 2 mini, and then an HDMI.
Power connector?
Yep.
Yeah.
So when am I reviewing this?
We'll find out.
Seeing as I have every other Sapphire.
It's a 6, an 8 and a 6.
Yeah.
PCB.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, this looks like an Infinity. It's an Infinity.
No problem.
Low profile Infinity.
The 6450 flex.
Swarming all over them.
6450 low profile
$60.
flex.
It's not a bad price on that card.
That's
Well,
a single.
the market for that is quite interesting because anybody's doing like home trading or they just data display or signage or something
Right.
like that. They want to have the ability to drive the 3 screens, but they don't need any 3D rendering performance or anything fancy. So
Right.
they're not going to buy a $300-$400 card. That'll do everything they want. It's what, it's $60-$70 something? I don't know what the local
50.
price is. Yeah. So X79 is just released now. We'll be shipping that after Chinese New Year as well.
Okay.
Obviously, the reason for launching now is it gives us PCI Express 3,
Okay.
which is what you need to get the best out of the 7K series.
Mm-hmm.
We've got NF200 on there, so we've got 6 slots, all at 8 lanes or better. So
Okay, so you did license the X79 with NVIDIA for SLI? Okay.
yeah,
You know, like the P67.
yeah. P67 was because it had
Yeah,
Lucy.
Yeah, we got the Edge HD3 playing Toy Story, high definition.
Well, that's the theory anyway.
The new specs, they've gone to the AMD APU.
Whoever it was in Israel called me they couldn't.
And then here we have the Sapphire Vid 2X, their new dongle.
So the other one is we have a mini PC now with Fusion. So we have the 450 version, which of course it gives us a couple extra features over the Intel model we had before. We have USB 3. We've got a slightly bigger hard drive in there. We've got 4 gig of RAM. So it's significantly better performance than the last generation, but around the same price, around $300 without the OS. So that we're going to launch that. Well, we should have launched it here, but there's component shortages in the industry at the moment, so we've got a bit of a struggle with that. So it'll be after Chinese New Year now. So we're looking at second week of February, something like that. And then for something completely different. This is what we call Vid 2X. And this little box will take a DisplayPort input on this model. We have another model, which is dual link DVI.
Okay.
What it does is take those digital inputs and convert them to dual DVI. And it does it in a way that allows us to drive the full resolution of the 2 outputs as a single layer surface. So we've basically got effectively like Infinity, but it's completely agnostic. It doesn't care whether it's plugged into Mac or Windows or Linux or anything. It's just looking for a display ID. It looks like one big display to the PC. So literally you just plug it in, well, you're straight away with a full res screen, and as you can see, it's totally. Well, there's my mouse. I hate Macs. It's totally a single layer surface. It's giving all the performance to the GPU. It's mirrored straight through the box. Basically all it's doing is driving extra pixels, so there's no extra load on the CPU or anything like that. A couple of clever things it can also do though is when we have this kind of situation where we're looking at a video, we can also do bezel compensation. So these little switches on the front will let me do bezel compensation. There you go. That's the most extreme one. We can do between 4 and 180 something pixels. I can't remember the exact numbers. So depending on the thickness of the bezel, you can actually adjust it to make it image correct.
Oh, okay.
So that's the sort of one of the clever things it can do. The other thing it can do
There's someone testing right now, right?
is if we go to a single screen resolution, it'll actually clone the images across the two screens. So now if I'm like in a lecture room situation or something like that, I can have two big screens or projectors or whatever either side of my lecture room, and I can just hook up my laptop. And I can in fact, obviously if I use the mirroring mode on the Mac, I can have it on all three screens. So I could be working on my screen and have two big projectors or whatever in a big classroom or demo situation.
And the power source, is it an adapter?
Power source, it'll either take from USB or we have an off-the-wall adapter as well. We have both in the kit. And we also supply the mini DP, which is the same as Thunderbolt, to DP cable in the kit as well. So you can just hook up pretty much to anything straight out of the box. It's 179. So if you think about 179 in the Mac context, a Mac monitor's like between 800 and $1,000.
That's cheap in Mac dollars.
So it's very cheap in Mac dollars. You can buy this whole setup with two big DVI screens in our box for less than the cost of one Mac monitor.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're pretty happy with that. We announced it just before Christmas and it's shipping into the channel now.